Hello and welcome to I Am Renew. Today we are joined by Mr. Christian Eichhorst. He is the founder and managing director of Weber Entec and Weber Ultrasonics. Weber is a global player, in fact, a leader in the manufacturing of ultrasonic components and ultrasonic welding systems. To tell you more, the ultrasonic disintegration technique of Weber Entec is proving beneficial for many of the biogas players across the world. It has already created a lot of ripples. Christian founded Weber Intec in 2010, and for the last 15 years or so, he has been associated with the biogas industry in Europe and world over. So, Christian, welcome to Renew.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here.
Since you are one of the top innovators in the biogas industry in Europe, can you tell us that how exactly Weber helps the European biogas sector?
Well, in many things. First of all, our technology is increasing the biogas yield. So wherever you apply it, you will get 10, 15, up to 25% more biogas, depending on the biogas plant. In an average, we perform about 13% more biogas. But that's not all. Especially in Europe and especially in Germany, where the biogas market basically had the biggest growth in the last years, we are using energy crop like corn to produce biogas. And as you know, corn is not really suitable anymore, and probably never has been, as it's food. So basically, corn is supposed to be substituted by other substrates like, I don't know, agricultural waste, manure, whatever is available and doesn't need to be grown purposely. But this kind of substrates are very difficult or more difficult to digest. So they need whatever kind of technology to really break it up on a microscopic level. And that's the technology we are providing to perform this. So basically, any biogas plant in Germany or anywhere which wants to go away from energy crop like corn and use more difficult substrates, they need a technology like ours.
Well said. There is, the geographical and the climatic conditions of Europe and India are very different. So,
yes.
What makes Weber enter the Indian biogas sector?
Well, the same. Basically, first of all, as what I said in the beginning, with our technology, you will definitely increase your biogas yield, whatever substrate you're using. That is one of the things. Another thing where I'm really looking into is that you want, I understand, India is going in the direction to use more and more Napier grass. And Napier grass will lead to a thickening of the digester. That is a known problem, like also grass in Europe. And our technology is helping significantly to reduce viscosity. So to make those kind of substrates really applicable in biogas plants, which without our technology would be difficult.
Okay, but India, India has a huge stock of rice straw. Then there is also the cotton stock, etc. So how beneficial it will be for these kinds of feedstocks?
It will be beneficial as well, because you see, if you, for example, use rice straw or any straw, okay, you need to somehow really mash it in the feeding line. That is what we cannot help. But once you mash it, you can use it in the digester. And then comes our technology. We are breaking up the substrate really on the cellular level, on a microscopic level. And that increases the surface of the substrate and gives a faster and better digestible nutrition to the bacteria. It accelerates the enzymatic activity and the bacteriological activity. And by this, it accelerates the digestion time and basically leads to more biogas in the same time. So you increase your yield on biogas.
Okay, when it comes to the increase in the yield of biogas, what is the European experience?
Our European experience, as I said before, we have more than 200 machines. In average, we are performing at about 13 to 14% more biogas. Some plants 20, Some plants only 8, some plants only 10, but the average is about 13 to 14%, really
Okay.
depending on the substrate used.
Yes. Pricing in India is a very important factor.
Yes.
So how competitive would be Weber Intec technology here in terms of pricing?
Well, in terms of price, I don't really know the price situation in India. Competitive we are in any case, because the business case cannot be very much different in India than it is in Germany or in the UK or in Switzerland. So a typical return of invest of our machines, the bigger the biogas plant is, the faster is the return of invest, the higher is the ROI. And we have an amortization time approximately from 2.5, maximum 3 years. So that is price competitive in any case, because the business case is very positive.
Well, I have also seen that you claim that you help in reducing the operational cost of a biogas plant. Can you
Yes.
please elaborate that how exactly you do this?
Okay. As a first of all, what I said, we are reducing viscosity. So we make the biomass really much more liquid. And mechanically, you can imagine what that leads to. It's easier to pump. It's easier to steer. And where does it really help is two things. First of all, we significantly reduce the energy demand for pumping and steering. And we also, by having the substrate more liquid, we reduce the maintenance impact, because it's much easier for the steerers to move around with a liquid material than with a stiff material. So we reduce the time. I have a slide here. If I can share my screen, I can probably show you this. There is some example. We have quite an elaborated example in Germany. You probably would need to activate if you want me to share the screen, but I can also
Definitely, we
tell.
can access it later. Yes, we will see it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we reduce the demand of steering, pumping and steering energy, especially steering. You can reduce your steering time, and you reduce the power consumption because it's easier for the steerer. And the second is the maintenance we reduce, because the lifetime is longer if you have a smoother material than if you have a stiff material.
Well, apart from this ultrasonic disintegration technology, do you have any other services that you plan to introduce in India?
Not really. We are very much focusing on this technology. That is our specific field of operation. What we will bring, and we always bring on the table, is we have a vast experience in the biogas market. We have analyzed more than 1,000 biogas plants in the last 15 years. We have more than 200 installations worldwide. So we know we have a very vast range of experience, and that obviously we can supply. That comes for free with our technology. We give to our customers this kind of experience we have.
Okay. Well, recently the Indian government has come up with a policy measure where they have decided that now the oil marketing companies or the gas marketing companies, they will have to mandatorily blend CBG. And it will be done in a phased-wise manner. That means a demand is created. So how do you think this will impact the biogas sector in India? Mandatory blending of CBG.
Well, obviously it will increase the demand for biogas plants. You will need to build more biogas plants, which I find a very reasonable policy. I have been on the trade show recently in India. I learned about this, and I was very much impressed about the initiatives of the government to boost the biogas market. I definitely think that will be a boost, and will also create a demand for European companies to support India in this. Yeah.
What do you think could be the challenge for India in the biogas sector in years to come, where it might face, some kind of doldrums, where it can come from? Because you are an expert on this field.
Well, the challenges. the challenge may be in the price for biogas. The production cost of biogas is typically higher than the production cost of if you just exploit gas or oil, which you have in the earth, or you buy cheap, or nuclear power, which is quite cheap to be produced. That is definitely a challenge, and that can be helped by an intelligent government policy. What I think we have learned here in Europe is that the investors and the operators of biogas, they need consistency in the policies. That means that once you set out a set of rules which the biogas operators need to follow, they need to be sure that that set of rules will stay and will remain and not being revolved 2 or 3 years after and threaten their investment. That is one of the experiences. On the other hand side, I think India is very big. You have a lot of waste. Any kind of organic waste is a treasure in the future, because everything which is organic produces biogas necessarily. So the challenge will most likely be in the logistics side to collect, to get together the organic waste, to prepare it in order that is suitable for biogas plants. But I see an interesting and feasible market in India, definitely.
Well, when we speak about the waste, the legacy waste of the urban centers in India, mainly of the large metropolitan cities, we already have a lot of waste. There are landfills, and so how does your technology helps there?
Well, as I
Have you
said before,
have you used it somewhere in the legacy waste?
Yeah, sure. We have several plants which are using food waste or kitchen waste, household waste. We have several plants to do that. It's always the same. We are always, let's say, you can see it a little bit like a tuning chip for a car. We make a good running car faster. And that is with biogas plants. So you have this waste in there, and with the increase of the surface, we accelerate the biology. Food waste, for example, is very easy to digest. That is quite easy. But still, we have a plant where we increase the biogas production by 17%, because very often your retention time in the digesters is limited, because you have a lot of waste and you don't have endlessly volume. So that leads to the necessity to accelerate the biology, and that is what we are doing. You can see also our technology as a virtual increase of the digester volume.
And how are your after-sales services?
Well, our after-sales services, we have a partner in India, which I think you met, and he will do the after-sales services under our lead. So we will support, but we definitely need to build an after-sales network here in India.
Do you have any other India-specific plans, Christian, that you want to share with us?
In this moment, not. We really just started a year ago to look into the Indian market. We are also active in other fields like chemical industry, pharma industry. That could be definitely interesting for us, also looking into India. In this moment, we are focusing very much on biogas and wastewater.
And how do you expect 2024 to play out for both Weber Entec and also for the Indian biogas industry?
Well, the Indian biogas industry, also I have seen dynamics on the trade show in Delhi last year, which have been impressive. There is a lot going on, and I'm positive that you will have significant growth in the biogas market in India. And obviously, we have the hope and also the expectation that we will set up 1 or 2 pilot plants in India and showing to the market and to the biogas community what our technology can deliver.
Okay, Christian Eichhorst, it was great talking to you.
Thank you very much for your questions, and have a nice day.
Have a nice day to you. And once you are in India again, we expect to meet you face to face.
Definitely, will do. Okay.
Thank
Have a
you.
good time. Thank
Have
you,
a good
sir.
day. Yes. Bye.